Good morning, everybody. This is Mark, aka the Ministry Dude, coming to you live from Livingston, Tennessee, where it is cold. I think it was 16 degrees this morning when I got up. They said a low of 6 or 8 or something, but I don't think it got quite that cold. But it was cold. But I know one thing: this natural gas heat that I got keeps this house nice and warm. We used to have that electric heat there, and it just didn't keep up. And the electric bill was sky high, but we got gas now, and boy, what a difference that makes. But anyways, let's get started here with our reading, shall we? I was trying to put a post on Facebook this morning, and when I hit post, it just sat there and spun and spun and spun and spun and spun. So I finally had to stop it and just put a little short post because it was a long one. I should have saved it, but I didn't. But I got a little short post up there to kind of get my message across. Anyways, it's my opinion. Everybody has their opinion. Some people don't like your opinion. Only theirs counts, but everybody's opinion counts. It don't matter who you are, or, if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Everybody's opinion counts, and that's how we should live our lives. Everybody comes together and they agree on something, and that should be it. And come to a compromise on things. But people don't want to do that. Is my way or the highway. Some people think. So, anyways, let's get started with our reading. Today's Saturday. My dog's crying about something. Come here, Chewy. The February 22nd, Exodus. I think he wants his sister is what he wants. Exodus 31:13. Civil law, the sign of the Sabbath. This seventh day, Saturday, was to be set aside as a special day for God. God used himself as an example in instituting it. It carries with it the idea of holiness. We refer to the Lord's Day as a holy day, meaning a day set apart for the Lord. The New Testament teaches us that the first day of the week, Sunday, has replaced the Sabbath for Christians. Whatever activities take place on that day are acceptable if they enhance one's relationship to the Lord. Those who do not enhance that relationship would have no eternal value and may not be acceptable. Activities which detract from that relationship are not acceptable on God's day or any other day. I know that there's a church down the street here that they practice on Saturdays. Church of the Latter Day Saints or something it is. I can't remember. I think that's the name of them. We always practice it on Sunday, but some people have their different days. We're not going to hold that against them. All right, let's go with Exodus 31:16. This verse provides a good illustration of the difference between the moral law and the civil law. The moral law instructed us to remember the Sabbath day. The verse here instructs Israel to observe the Sabbath day. One will notice that there is no punishment given in chapter 20 for the one who violated the command. The punishment given in this chapter for violating it is death, which places it in the civil area. While the Ten Commandments are for all men everywhere at all times, the Sabbath regulation in this chapter concerns the nation of Israel. It became a part of Israel's civil law, much like our local state and federal laws are to us today. It would be inappropriate for us today to cite the death penalty for Sabbath breaking. It would be completely appropriate for us to exhort its observant based upon chapter 20 and its moral grounds. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's go with Matthew 9:18. Jairus seeks Jesus to heal his daughter. There is a textual problem here because Matthew says Jairus comes to Jesus while Jesus is in the midst of the fasting bridegroom discussion. Luke and Mark both indicate it happened much later. Scholars are still debating this issue and have not yet resolved it. We have often heard it, and the few discrepancies which exist in the Bible do not affect the content of the passages. That means we don't impact matters concerning our faith. This is one of those passages. Okay, let's go with Luke 8:42. Jesus heals a woman who touches his garment. Before you quickly pass over the background of this account, stop to consider the real plight of this woman. The issue of blood was that of hemorrhaging and had lasted for 12 years with her. That meant she was probably excommunicated from the temple, or divorced from her husband, or separated from her family, ostracized by society, or she was broke. How tragic. Her touch demanded a response because of its gravity. Her situation should explain why Jesus allowed this temporary interference with the restoration of Jairus' daughter. This woman needed him. There must have been quite a bit of jostling of the crowd. This woman is pictured as having the jockey for position, perhaps among pushing and shoving. Jesus, however, knows the difference between pressure and the touch of faith, and he naturally always responds to the touch of faith. We'll conclude with a saying from Adrian P. Rogers. Do not fear that God will put his hand on you, but that he will take it off. Well, thanks everyone for watching today and listening, and we hope you all have a blessed day and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you again tomorrow.